This is the full story on how I broke my shin. It was crazy. This happened over a year ago. It was October. That it was on a Thursday because my friend picked me up from school to practice. Practice is going very well so far. We get to the last event. We're on floor. This skill right here. I'm gonna go layout, punch, double front, right? And I keep just warming up and not going layout, front, tuck, and not going for the double front. And I was like, I'm gonna go for it this turn. Or I was like, I'm gonna go for it the turn after this one. And I do that last turn of my warm up, and my friend's like, Moses, just go for it. And I'm like, all right, do it. But at the same time, it's like, I can do it. I've done it before. There should be no problem. And I go, and I do the layout, and right on the punch, it didn't really hurt. But then I yelled, I don't remember yelling that hurt, but I have the video. And I yelled, oh my God, that hurt so bad. Something like that. And when I yelled that, it was just fear. It didn't actually hurt. It was just fear. And I was terrified because I thought my whole leg of my shin was just in half. Because that's what I felt, just a snap. And I panicked, I was jumping over, and I kind of like sit down like on it, so scared because season was coming up in like not that long. And then I tell them to call 911 because my shin is broken. I knew that for a fact. And when I called my mom, my teammate called my mom, and then he gave it to me, and then I was talking to her, and she was freaking out, which if I was my mom, I would be freaking out too. I literally told her that my shin snapped in half. And she's just like freaking out and stuff. And they're like, we're coming. I was like, my coach is calling the ambulance or whatever. And something that I didn't find out till afterwards is that my teammates and my coach, when I was jumping over, they thought that I was kind of just overreacting and that I was fine. And also on the phone, when my teammate called, my mom just did not suspect anything. She thought that they were just messing around because my teammate was on the phone. And then she heard me crying and freaked out. And it's just swollen, and it looks like I got 2 kneecaps. It was crazy. It was starting to hurt, right? I wanted to move it, but I was just talking to my coach, and my coach was just trying to tell me it was fine, trying to tell me to relax. My teammates were all like scared and stuff, and he's like yells at them to go just do conditioning and relax. Or not relax, just go to conditioning, leave me alone. And they're all just like scared for me and stuff. But yeah, it's like in a lot of pain. I want to move it. They're telling me not to, my coaches. And I'm just talking to them, stuff. And then the ambulance finally arrived. And when they arrive, I don't know, they're just checking on my knee. They think it's dislocated. Watch my 2 little brothers, and then I also have an older sister. But my dad came, and that meant a lot to me. 2 little brothers, but instead my older sister was watching over my little brothers. They're like telling me not to move my leg and stuff on my knee to stop the inflammation or something like that. And then they put me on like the bed. They took me out, and I was in like the back of the ambulance for the first time, and I was just trying to be positive. I was saying bye to everyone, and when I got in the truck, I was trying to be positive and stuff, and I was like, wow, I've never seen the inside of this, but like in the inside, I was just completely disappointed. And on the outside, I was kind of like trying to make it a good thing, but I was still really sad and with me. And once we got to the place, we had to take x-rays, which were the most painful thing ever. Cause like I had to move my leg, and they tell me that it's not broken and it's just a bruise. And when they tell me that, since my phone was blowing up in the hospital the whole time, because the girl posted the Be Real and everyone just knew. My phone's blowing up, everyone's asking me if I'm okay. I'm texting like so many people. And once they tell me that it's not broken and that's a bruise, I'm texting everyone that it's not broken, it's just a bruise. And I had this one friend, Ash. He's been in a couple of my videos. He's like, how is it bruised? Like, you didn't hit it on anything. It's like, I don't know, man, but I was just taking their word for it. My mom also seems suspicious about it, so she scheduled an ortho appointment afterwards for the next day to really see, because my mom just was not believing that it's a bruise because I didn't hit it or anything. And so once we do that, we're kind of just chilling still for a little bit. They gave me like this little brace that did absolutely nothing, but we'll get to that. It was very bad. My dad comes to pick me up, and I'm literally just laying down in the back two seats because I can't bend my leg. I can't sit normally, so I'm just literally just laying down on the back two seats like it's a bed. And we had to like, I wasn't buckled or anything. It was kind of scary, but it was also kind of fun. And after that, we get to the house, and my room's upstairs. So my dad had to like fireman carry me upstairs to make sure my leg didn't hit anything. Put me in my bed. I was just chilling for the rest of the night. I was still really scared, just upset. And that night was miserable because that brace did absolutely nothing that they gave me. I didn't really get much sleep, like at all. And I was just in pain the whole night. But once morning came, my mom took me to the ortho. And when we got to the ortho, I was able to sit normally in the seat, by the way, because it was like an hour away from my house. So when we got to the ortho, he's like checking out my knees, like this brace is not doing anything for you. And he tried to see if I could walk, and I could a little bit. I'm still in a lot of pain. And I could walk a little bit. And he's already like, he's a great doctor. Shout out to you, bro. Dr. Koenig. He's already like able to tell what my injury is. And he didn't tell me, but he was like, yeah, I have a good idea what it is. We go to take x-rays, a little less painful, but still really painful. He's, I didn't know this till after, but he asked my mom, like, what are your thoughts on surgery? It's like, he basically already knew the injury. And so once we come back into the room and see the x-rays, I'm apparently really lucky, but also unlucky at the same time. So basically, the reason why they thought it was a dislocated knee is because if you look at the x-ray, the break is right by my knee. And it just was really swollen by my knee. But that's a really bad thing because it's right on my growth plate, and well, I'll either need surgery to for screws and put it back together, or I can just put pressure on my knee and it will just go back together naturally from the pressure. So we chose that one, and he said usually the break like goes up into like the knee, but luckily it didn't, because that would be a whole different problem. So I'm pretty lucky that that didn't happen. And when we go back home, he puts a cast on. I got a purple cast, and I surprised my teammates later that night at gym. Everyone's super excited, hugging me. And it was just devastating I couldn't practice for a while. But yeah, it was a struggle for that next month. Halloween, I was in that cast. By Halloween, I was kind of able to walk, but like I was like waddling, you know, it's like I couldn't bend my leg. I was in a straight full leg cast. And then yeah, Halloween came, and we go to the doctor again, and I get a brace. And literally the day after I get my brace, I'm going to a pool party because I can go in water now, which was amazing. Things were easier. So basically what it was I made a video on this before, but I was able to like move my leg now, and that was insane. Huge progress. And I was able to start practicing a little more and more and more and more each day, each week, each month. Life was getting a little bit easier, and once I got rid of the brace, I was fully ready to go. No, not actually. Walking was still a struggle. I had to go to physical therapy a lot. I had to just do so much physical therapy, at home, at school, at gym, everywhere. I was only focused on trying to strengthen this leg so that I can be tumbling again. Because because I love tumbling. Season's coming up. My first meet was at Stanford Open, which I actually have a video about, which you guys should go check out. It was my first meet after my leg injury, and that went pretty well. I only competed like 3 events. I was gonna do 4, but my high bar grip was practically ripped, so it was just a safer idea to not compete. I went to a couple more meets. I'm learning how to run again and do vault floor a little bit as well. And once states comes, I'm like, I want to make nationals. And so I start working so hard. I'm like, or it wasn't when states came, it was when states was coming up, and the idea of me competing during states was actually going to be possible. We're like, well, let's try and make nationals, which you have to do 12 routines. You have to do 6 on one day for your optional and 6 on one day for another day for your technical sequence. So I had to do 12 routines, and that's just a lot on my knee. And what I was thinking was, if it's not my knee that's hurting, push through it. Because I was trying to do anything to make nationals. I made nationals last year. I was like, I'm going to do it again. But my heels were hurting really bad, and it's something that I should have listened to. It was hurting really bad at regionals. So we're at regionals now, and I have to do my TS routines. I do my TS routines. I'm pretty happy with the results, and now it's just all up to my optional routine to see if I can actually make nationals. And if I made nationals, that would make me really, really happy. And once the day for optional, the optional day came, I was in more pain in my heels than ever. This will go into a part 2, which led into my next injury. If you want to see my first meet after breaking my shin, click this video right here. But if you want to see the video where I first explain what happened to my knee, click this one right here.